Through the years, you couldn't follow the leaders at Colonial without those manual leaderboards. And now the old course is set to begin a $20 million plus renovation starting bright and early tomorrow morning. CBS Texas sports photojournalist Brett Kelly introduces us to the man with a new old vision for Colonial.
We got the call from the folks at Colonial. It was exciting. Obviously the great history here, not only with the tournament, but knowing the golf course and how important it was to golf in this area. We love the fact that we're involved with a lot of these great old historic clubs, and there's none more historic in the Dallas area, so we were very excited to get that call. And we started to look at photographs from the 1941 U.S. Open to see what did this place look like, how did it play, how was it presented, and we started to realize that it was a significant departure in that from the way it's presented now. So we came back to the board and said, listen, this is the direction we'd like to take the golf course, is to go back and focus on the history and the origins of the golf course versus what it's evolved into. And they were excited about that. They embraced that concept, and once we got their buy-in, we were able to go and really start to prepare plans that would restore that image and restore those qualities to this property. The course back in the 40s was so much more attached to the river. I mean, the Trinity River, when this golf course was built, used to wind its way through and around, and there were golf holes that played over corners of it and were set up on the bluffs overlooking the Trinity. And over time, with flood control projects, when the Trinity River was straightened out, this golf course lost a lot of those opportunities to be in touch with the river. So one of the things that excited us more than anything was to restore some of those opportunities. We're to open up some more of the views across the Trinity or into the Trinity. You know, number 5. Obviously, one of the part of the finish of the Horrible Horseshoe, trying to get it to the place where that green used to sit a lot lower, clearing some of the trees along the bank of the Trinity to bring that more into play, more into focus. And I think what you're going to see throughout the golf course is that it's sat at a lower profile. I think number 5 will probably be the most noticeable of those changes. And then the 2 par 3s. Number 8, there's great photos of Mr. Hogan playing that hole where it's right above the Trinity River, but the Trinity was on the right side of the hole. We're now going to do the mirror image of that. We're shifting the hole over to the left, taking advantage of the tributary that runs through the property and trying to set up the golf hole in that regard. And then the old photographs of number 13. Looked like something right out of Pine Valley. You know, the banks of the Trinity were very sandy. The Trinity, where the current pond is, was actually part of the river. And now we're going to restore the green, put it up higher above the banks of the pond, and create some of those sandy hazards in front of it. So those 3 holes, I think, will be the most dramatic changes to the golf course and the ones we're most excited to knock into. When we get involved in these historic restorations, we're hopeful that at the end of the job, the picture that we've restored is very similar and faithful to what the original architects were shooting for. And I feel really good that when we're finished here, that will be the case. I mean, if Ben Hogan were to come back this time next year and see this golf course, I think it would look a lot more familiar to him. And that would be, I think, the highest compliment we could get.
Among the many notable renovations Gil has done have come at Pinehurst, Doral, Winged Foot, TPC Boston, and Southern Hills in Tulsa.